What's happening, guys? Welcome to Let's Talk Comics, and today I want to talk about issue number 4 of Nectar. I did not know that this was the last issue of Nectar. I did not know that it was a 4-issue mini. I knew that the series itself really was not very sustainable for the long run, but I thought it might go longer than just 4 issues. I thought maybe 5 or 6. So I was surprised today when the guy at the comic shop said that Nectar, this was the last issue. And it wraps up very weirdly to me. We'll go ahead and jump right into it. As y'all know, I have been a fan of this issue, or this book, since the first issue. Last we saw, the guy's girlfriend got shot by the preacher, who has went full-on insane. They were at the docks setting fire to the boats, and the sheriff and his posse showed up. Or not the sheriff, but I guess the preacher and his posse showed up, shot the guy's wife, shot him. He jumps into the water, shoots one of his supporters, and we see him right here. He's swimming, trying to get away from the fire and the people who are trying to shoot him dead. And his girlfriend, she's floating here, surrounded by the butterflies. He surfaces later on at different side of the beach. And then just as one of the guys who is like a follower of the pastor or whatever, he runs into this guy that's been bitten by all the butterflies or whatever, and he's got the crazy dance, and he says, "Isn't there anything you can do?" And he just shoots him. He goes, "I'm sorry." He tells his wife, "I'm sorry, Lillian. Seems only right that I follow you into the great mystery. Vengeance be damned." And he's just about to blow his brains out, and then this butterfly lands on his nose. And then we start to see more butterflies show up. And he follows them, and we find this giant cocoon out here in the woods. Now this is where stuff starts to get really weird. We see the preacher. He's out here again. He still wants to find this guy. The preacher's lost all sense of reality. He's just consumed by vengeance and insanity and violence, or whatever you want to call it. All the butterflies descend on him, and we get back to this cocoon, and we see it start to split open, and someone falls out of it, and they're covered all in blood. And then old boy here, he shows up. He's having a shootout with the preacher, and then we see all of a sudden the preacher just gets ripped in half from behind by like some insect legs or something. And we see what came out of the cocoon has ripped him in half. Very, very gory, bloody stuff right here. He says, "What are you?" She replies, "I am what I need to be and who you want me to be." He goes, "You're not her. Lillian is gone. I could do nothing to save her." So she has assumed the form of his girlfriend or wife or whoever she was to him that got shot dead. She says to him, every part of her body, her memories, her love is now part of me. And there is still time to save me. So basically what they do, they run to the shore, and they decide to swim out to this other little small island that's not on fire. So they swim out there. A ship comes by and picks them up. And then we're at the end of it. They basically sail off. And we see that they're together. And inside of him, he has a small cocoon growing right there. That was probably put there by the butterfly that landed on his nose. And then we are met with the end. Nectar returns in Night of Sorrows. So this was a very confusing, well, I'm not going to say confusing. It was a very abrupt ending to this book. It ended up like this issue right here, it really feels like it was on fast forward. You know, it feels like it was kind of a rush job to wrap everything up. We don't get a lot of answers. We're left with more questions than we are answers. But that being said, they are questions that I still want to investigate. So even though this issue here did not give me what I wanted as far as conclusion wise, I still enjoyed enough of the story and the overall ideas of it to pick up this Night of Sorrows right here. Now, I don't know if that's going to be called Nectar Night of Sorrows. I don't know if Night of Sorrows is going to be some sort of anthology book. So I've got to look into that. But I enjoyed what I read in these 4 issues enough to want to know more about what happens next. So Nectar, 4-issue miniseries. If you missed out on individuals, they've got a collected edition that'll be coming out. Pick that up. Not the greatest of endings, I'm not going to lie to you, but still it left me with enough answers that I want to know more. Or I guess you would say it left me with enough questions that I want to know more. You know, if the ending had been that bad, I wouldn't have really wanted to have anything else to do with it. But still, what little they gave me here in issue 4 kind of is going to keep me around to see where the story goes. But that is Nectar from Vault Comics. Until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Bye-bye.